Well, it was a relatively hard-fought victory there for ViCi. We saw a pace-setting first half, and then heading into the second when ViCi moved over onto the T side, things did slow down a little bit, but Lucid Dream, you kind of got to give them a little bit of credit there. They managed to get 2 more rounds on Mirage than what they did on Road to Rio against ViCi, but unfortunately, still not a map victory here. We'll bring Pilsky and Mac back into the conversation to help me out with this discussion. Obviously, things are not looking too great right now for Lucid Dream after losing their own map choice on Mirage.
No, that was definitely a map they needed to pick up. Look, we didn't expect them to win this series. Let's be real about it. We all predicted 2-0s. ViCi's one of the strongest team in the regions, especially when it comes to beating opponents we expect them to beat. So I'm more so just appreciated how impressive that Lucid Dream looked in some of those rounds, how good, that retake on the A-bomb side, some of their approaches, that they looked absolutely fearless on the T side. And especially for someone like Fox coming very newly into this lineup, he didn't disappoint.
Yeah, Fox was really shredding in that first map of the series. And look, 789 had a couple of interestingly aggressive plays. Like that 3v5 that Lucid Dream ended up winning where he just smashed in off the back of
jungle smoke or something.
Yeah, and I was sitting at the back with MC, and MC's like, well, realistically, in a situation like that, that's what you need to do to win it, just get really aggressive and hope you can find a pick. He stopped that bomb plant from going down, and that's what allowed them to have the time to go for that retake.
But is 789 the player to do that? That's the question. Like, he's a new player coming into this team. Did he make it look good? Because from what I saw, it was really messy from 789. Like, I don't want to single players out, but he had a pretty interesting game.
He really reminds me of that guy on D13, Tamir or whatever his name is, where he he makes some really misc plays from time to time, and sometimes they're just really genius, and sometimes it's just like, it's like...
Exactly, right? There was a couple of moments where he was like, oh, not so bad. And then there was a couple where you were like, that was a bit interesting.
Oh, yeah, probably should have done something different there,
Yeah.
Well, look, that being said, ViCi impressed us. There was a couple of questionable things that I saw throughout it, but, those entries... I loved that entry route down the ladder. Was that Jam Young with the Deagle?
Jam Young with the Deagle, yeah. It was Zoking, I think, and then Jam Young followed him up.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. I think actually both Jam Young and Zoking looked pretty good in that map for ViCi. Across the board, ViCi seemed to be going okay. Like, even Advent had a couple of rounds where I thought, oh, you know what? Advent's fragging at the moment.
Yeah.
Got that 2K in CT spawn when Ormond was flashed, and that's pretty good for Advent.
2K. You're so toxic, Jordan.
He's so toxic tonight. I was sitting at the back going, God damn, Jordan is like... really toxic tonight, but it's funny. It's entertaining.
Come on.
So.
I love the banter. I just love it.
Advent is not known for his fragging prowess. Can you at least give me that?
No, he's not. He's not. Look, I'll agree with you there.
Okay.
That's all I'll give you.
I'm not going to BM Advent. I don't know what you're looking for me for.
I mean, I know you're a big fan of Advent. IGL, stick together or something. I don't know, whatever
It's
you guys...
essentially just a brain with arms.
IGL gang.
Yeah, IGL gang.
All right.
That's what the G stands for, right?
What about we go on to the other side of things, which is like, I'm just a Jam Young fanboy, I might be an Advent hater, but I'm on the other side for Jam Young. He's like looking pretty good right now.
That's the thing. You rate Jam Young so highly, but the truth is that Jam Young's just like this little puppet, and Advent's this big brain with arms, just moving him around.
It's like
so
Ratatouille.
if you're a fan of Jam Young, then you should equally be a fan of Advent.
Have you seen Ratatouille? Where the rat's sitting in his hair. Not that I'm, that.
He makes soup in that movie.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Well, I didn't want to make the analogy that Advent's a rat, but look, anyway.
You always find a way to BM. It's
I didn't want to. I just wanted to say he's sitting in his hat, pulling the strings, essentially.
Very cute.
Anyway, let's move into the next map discussion. Obviously, it's Nuke here. And this one last time in Road to Rio between the two teams was a 16-3. So ViCi will definitely be feeling confident here. They've won Mirage. It was a bit difficult at times, but obviously when we go into their own map choice, they really do seem to be pretty good on Nuke.
They do. Look, Lucid Dream, they've got an 80% win rate on Nuke. That is pretty good. It is a very misleading statistic. Look, ViCi should be winning the series on this map every single time, but I'll give you some sort of... I'll play devil's advocate a bit.
Okay.
In the older editions of Lucid Dream, led by CBBK and some of the players that are now on this roster, Nuke used to be a very strong map for them, and they had a very deep understanding of how to play it. They had full set executes. Actually, their strength on this map is what qualified them for an international event. I think it was at the end of 2018 going to Dallas. So, this is a map that Look, the knowledge is there. Whether it gets applied in the game and whether they're actually able to make it work is another question. I don't think that that's necessarily going to be the case. And the last time that these two teams played at least the core of Lucid Dream, ViCi made it look pretty one-sided and dispatched them pretty easily. But maybe there's a world where, you know, even with the turnaround, they have some opportunity to do something here.
I'd like to think that there's a world where Lucid Dream have a chance, but what I want to point out is that ViCi's stats were garbage for Mirage, and look what happened. ViCi's stats for Nuke are amazing.
Yeah.
What do you think's going to happen here?
All
Yeah,
I'm going to say.
Here comes another BM tangent. I'm waiting for it.
Tell me, Jordan.
ViCi had an 8% pistol win rate, and they didn't manage to win 8% of the pistols on Mirage. So you tell me about that stat, mate.
Well, they got 50 here, didn't they? So let's see if they win 50, because there's 2 halves, so at least there's a chance.
There is a chance, I'll tell you that much. There is a chance, and maybe there's a chance for Lucid Dream here as well. We're going to take a quick break before we head into Nuke. It's ViCi's map choice, and Lucid is down 0-1. So we're looking for that 2-0 today here for ViCi. We'll find out if they can make that happen after the break. ViCi Gaming with a 16-11 on Mirage. That was Lucid Dream's map choice, and we might be heading into the final map of tonight. Could be a pretty quick one. Obviously, Tyloo getting the 2-0 earlier today, and ViCi doing much the same up against Lucid Dream. They head on to their own map choice of Nuke. Pilsky and Mac are here with me to break it down as we're getting underway with this map fairly shortly. And we're looking at this one and thinking, look, ViCi, give me a percentage. I want to say almost 0 chance that they lose this map.
Yeah, I'd say like 10.
Really? You're going to give even Lucid 10?
I'll give them 10.
I'll give them 5.
I'll give them 20.
Wow.
Because they have
8%
Johnny
of the pistol
bloody
rounds.
Olsen.
They have John Olsen.
And look, Johnny Olsen, he was a bit quiet over on Mirage. Look, he's got a second opportunity here on Nuke at least. So that'll be interesting. Well, we're straight into the pistol, it seems. Looks like ViCi are going to be sending a couple of boys outers for an uppers wrap. Anyway, cross going to be held here. Johnny Boy unable to find too much. So we are going to see them cross over to lower successfully, but the bomb's still out there on the other side of Squeaky.
All right, Advent. He's going to get himself into the vents. That's funny how that works out, isn't it? Advent in the vent. Do you ever think about that, Mac?
No, not a lot. I'm not in your head sometimes, Jordan, and it's going to be pretty rough. Anyway. Looks like ViCi, they've managed to take this upper bomb site. Foxes and Johnny Olsen, the victims. Back to the 3v3 we've gone. Advent on the bottom of site under Heaven here. Very strong position to hold off the retake. But it's going to be Kaze just slashing his way there with the Glock. Jam Young, perfect position to get it done. And it's all up to PTC. But it looks like he has hit a Yui, smacked the brakes, and he is looking to save that kit and flash.
For the uninitiated that are not from Australia, what is a Yui, Mac?
Oh, sorry. I forgot about what time slot we're on tonight. It's a U-turn. So you put your indicator on.
No, you don't.
You do a 180.
No. Indicator?
What?
No one puts their indicator on.
I'm never hopping in a car with you, Jordan.
I'll have you know, I'm a very good driver.
Oh, yeah.
And I am one of the
But
people
you
that
don't
use
use your indicator.
No, I do use my indicator.
Oh.
It was more of a joke
26-1.
about people not using their indicator.
Look at those odds. We've seen that a couple times tonight, actually.
Yeah.
I'm more surprised that there's no figure after it. There's no decimal place.
It has to be 1 point, like 001, surely. You can't have 1. Otherwise it doesn't exist. Like, anyway.
This is really getting deep. It's getting into like philosophy.
No, it's math.
Mathematics.
If the return is 1, there's no point in betting.
Philanthropy? Anyway.
I guess.
Yes. I tell you what's pretty entrepreneurial. That's bringing a Mag 7 into Hut. You're definitely going to be creating some opportunities there.
It's actually a Mag 789, but is he going to be eating anyone else?
All right, solo cast.
I broke them both. All right, let's go. And it's going to be CBBK. Body shot onto Advent now. Down to 29 he goes. But it's CBBK going down the ramp. That is going to be ramp controlled by ViCi now, who are going to be hot on his heels. And there has been a lot of space created. CBBK falling back to the double doors. Needs some more, but cops some more damage than he gives.
Got himself a scout kill. Jam Young's going to go and execute him, though. And the rest of these CTs just kind of getting cleaned up in towards windows here. And it's all on Mag 789, and he didn't get a 1.
Yeah, Jam Young keeping up with the performance he put on Mirage. 5-0 now.
And I'd say this is a great start for ViCi. I mean, look, if I was going to say, here are the things that Lucid Dream need to do to win on Nuke, it would be get CT pistol and absolutely start rolling on the CT side of Nuke, because with a fairly new roster like this, it's going to be pretty... It would be pretty surprising to see them have a fantastic T side, you know?
Yeah. Didn't even think about that breaking the drought for the Chinese teams on the pistol. Not a bad start for Lucid Dream, but in the end, ViCi will negotiate it relatively okay. Fox has got a headshot on the Kaze in the end there. Either way, 3-0. And
8-0 for Jam Young.
Jam Young.
200 ADI in 3 rounds. What do you think of that, Jordan?
I think he's doing very well.
Very good.
He is very good.
He's spreading his jam all over Lucid Dream right now. And as we head into the fourth,
Don't like that image.
Even standings. Guns for both sides of the field now, as we are going to see a faster approach to ramp now. Jam Young looking to get the timing. Whoa, but he will suffer a pretty rough fate there. CBBK, early aggression himself there at ramp.
Manages to win that first engagement, and this is exactly what Lucid Dream need to do if they want to be winning against the ViCi here on Nuke. They really need to sort of disrupt them and make these rounds more chaotic and more of a question mark, because if it comes down to a more sort of standard approach between both teams, you would imagine that ViCi are going to be well within their comfort zone to be winning a large portion of those rounds. Lucid Dream, they just need to keep things really misc.
So out of smokes here for ViCi. Might try to float Zoking down into secret, but he doesn't seem to be aware that PTC is posted on the line. If he just walks out, which he will, you can see the result for yourself.
And PTC, I mean, he's got the Harry Potter glasses, and he's going to do a bit of a wizard act there. Just drops the smoke bomb and runs back into secret.
Kaze with the flash, creates some space, but John Olsen here in a perfect spot. That's the bomb in the hands of Lucid Dream. But the crossfire almost going to be ripped apart. Unfortunately, Orman could only find himself the single kill, and there it is. First round on the board for Lucid Dream on the guns.
Pretty good. I mean, winning with 4 players surviving on that CT side, going to build up your cash a little bit. You're looking at ViCi, they're going to have to burn through a large majority of their money reinvesting into this round. I don't know, that looked like a pretty successful round for Lucid Dream, but again, it was one of those more sort of miscellaneous rounds where some weird kills and weird entry duels go the way of Lucid Dream.
Off the back of some calculatedly aggressive positions.
Big brain.
Big Brian, flash around. We are going to see the wrap towards Hell there, but it has been stopped for a moment. John Olsen will be traded out, so that's going to favour ViCi now as they've got full control of outside.
Yeah, wrapping straight into heaven. CBBK under the ladder here. Surely there's a fair bit of pressure on these 2 players in towards upper for Lucid Dream. Flash into heaven. I think 789 playing in the hut has definitely given some success to him as he takes out Orman. And it doesn't feel like Lucid Dream are keen to roll over in this series here. They just continually are just getting in the face of these ViCi players and dealing with them very nicely. CBBK totally in control over all of those duels.
Reading Lucid Dream like a book. Kaze, unfortunately, couldn't put the pieces together. He got collapsed on in the end, and there it is. 2 on the board for Lucid Dream, but 3 already on the T side for ViCi. That's a pretty strong start to Nuke here.
I would agree with you. By the same token, though, with the money that they have in the bank, I'd say they're going to have to take the singular eco, probably upgrade some pistols. And with all the money you're seeing on a lot of these Lucid Dream players, I mean, they're going to be able to actually start to rack up a little bit of cash if they don't sustain too many losses in this round. No guarantees they're going to have a clean one, though. A lot of utility invested early on by ViCi. Lots of smokes thrown towards outer, full wall. And they are just going to be going what looks like towards ramp room. 2 players here waiting for them. It's the John Olsen CBBK crossfire.
John Olsen just waiting for a flash to come through, but CBBK looks like it's going to turn into a bit of a bait setup, which could catch ViCi off guard, but let's see what they do with the pistols here. These Tech 9s have been running rampant recently since the update. Lots of utility going to be spent just to make sure ViCi don't go too aggressively. CBBK now looks to go toe-to-toe, but Jamyoung with a deagle is a dangerous prospect. Crossfire now is working alrighty. John Olsen, not sure if he's been spotted just yet. PTC coming in the mix as well. All 3 defenders here at ramp. That's disgusting.
More CTs in ramp than Ts. What do you even do against that if you're ViCi?
Oh, CBBK is hungry. That Tech 9 is not going to work out at all for ViCi and Lucid Dream. Even the odds, 3-3.
5 alive. I mean, they didn't win the pistol, but they're really cruising along nicely here now. Plenty of cash in the bank. Tack pause.
Now, what do you think is going through their minds? And also, a more important question, is jam a condiment or is it a topping?
It's a condiment.
It's a condiment. What do you reckon, Jordan?
Is jam a condiment or a topping?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess that depends on your definition of a condiment, which I believe a condiment is like salt and pepper, right?
The time's ticking.
So I'm going to go with topping.
Topping? Because you wouldn't put tomato sauce on ice cream.
No.
No.
But you would put jam on ice cream.
You would.
That's weird. Who would put jam on ice cream?
Or would you say sprinkles?
Jam goes on carbohydrates.
Sprinkles, you know, what are they, hundreds and thousands? They go on bread as well as
I believe that's
ice
a condiment, right?
Is it?
That's a
I
topping.
don't know. I've got no idea what I'm talking about.
That's definitely a topping.
I thought you knew, Jordan. You really got me there. Anyway.
Here's this door execute. It's going to be a lot of pressure on Fox to hold this one down with 7, 8, 9 in towards upper. Nicely timed molly onto Hut. Going to give ViCi pause for thought. And the flank from CBBK.
Oh, this man has been holding W like a champion so far. So much damage. It's a 3 trade in the end. Crazy time. 7, 8, 9 falls. PTC unable to hit his shot as well. And ViCi, in a matter of moments, just clutch out that round.
Kaze's in that kind of mood, isn't he?
Oh,
Entries with the AK. He does it all.
hands on.
I think all you need to do is just take a look at the picture of Kaze. And that explains what he just did in that round. Pretty straightforwardly. We got a lot of ticking and talking in the chat. So that probably means, in combination with the pause, that you most likely have time to get a drink.
I want some. Text man
Watermelon jam.
exists and is popular in the Soviet Union. If someone could please ship me some of that.
I don't think the Soviet Union is like a technical thing anymore.
I love watermelon.
I like watermelon too. Do you have like watermelon
You like punching watermelons?
juice and stuff, Mac?
I'll tell you what else is probably popular in the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Vodka watermelon.
Haven't had that.
No.
What about watermelon lollies?
What kind of watermelon lollies are there?
I've had boiled lollies that are supposed to taste like watermelon, and jelly, you know, party mix.
Party mix?
Party mix?
Yeah, like a party mix, but like that kind of lolly. What is that? A gummy? Gummy lolly?
Like
Yeah.
a gummy watermelon.
Yeah.
I didn't actually take you for a party boy, Jordan, but
I'm a
now
bit of a watermelon party boy. You get me watermelon, I'm there to party.
I'll remember that for next time.
Yep.
you ever seen those where they hollow out the watermelon, you fill it up with the vodka jelly?
I definitely
Do
thought you were
Jell-O
going
shots
a
out of the
different way
watermelon?
with that. I haven't seen that, but what I thought you were going to say is, have you ever seen where they hollow out the watermelon and wear it as a helmet? Because I have seen that.
I've done that.
I want to do that.
It's wet. It's not nice.
Well, surely you just cover the inside with some cloud wrap.
I didn't think of that at the time.
That's a bit too sensible.
Too much big brain.
I was in a rush.
See, look,
Anyway.
Advent knows. He's like, you just got to cover this bit with cloud wrap.
Advent was
Right-
pulling wrap
right
it
there.
very, very thoroughly.
Yeah, just feel
Without
up to you, mate.
compromising looks.
Oh, he
You
didn't
spotted
see him.
No, he did.
Oh, he did.
Zoking definitely saw PTC.
I don't know about that.
That's John Olsen.
He hasn't seen him.
How's he not seen him?
But look at Johnny Olsen. Johnny Olsen's just out in the middle of nowhere, managed to at least take down Zoking. Kaze with a trade.
It's a 1-for-1. Again, this is another one of those rounds where things are starting to get a little bit mixed, though. And I've got my eye on CBBK and PTC in particular. Both of them, I feel like, are itching for a push, lads.
Orman has just spotted the tippy top of the hairs of PTC's head. And it did stop him from throwing that utility. However, PTC has gone on an adventure down into Ghetto as CBBK misses his opportunity.
CBBK might get another one. Jam
Oh, saved.
Who was it?
I'm going to go with Advent.
Keeps the young Jam alive.
Oh, that's free.
Not until Orman turns around and kills him in the face.
Oh, he's big brined it.
Oh, and this is going to be beautiful. Fox as well knows that there the flanker is coming, but perfect time to push. 7-8-9. Clutching that situation, and now it's all up to Kaze left in the 1v3.
He's actually 100%ed it. You didn't think you could 100% a game called CSGO, but he's done it.
Kaze has a big job ahead of him, considering he's got 8 seconds, 5 seconds now to get to the site and plant, and he doesn't have the bomb.
Yeah, and what looked like a confident pose from him is now like him holding his wrist and feeling a little bit uncomfortable. Like maybe he's got some like carpal tunnel or something.
It is quite common in gamers.
Well, fellas, I have absolute confirmation that it was Advent who threw the smoke.
Not surprised at all.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
That's the kind of big brain play you'd expect out of Advent. Okay, well, it will be the force out of ViCi, and that was quite an expensive round for Lucid. So let's look at it for what it is. I mean, Lucid's definitely reduced that loss bonus. They rushed in straight at CBBK.
Every single one of the CTs was blinded there for a moment, even though they're all across the map. But John Olsen snags a headshot onto Kaze as he does fade away. PTC misses the sitter and drops a nade to get at least something from the situation. But on the short side of double doors now, manages to snag another onto Jam Young. It's not looking good for ViCi at this point, but Fox is almost falling.
Oh, Advent just doesn't quite manage to roll around the corner and deal with PTC there. So now it is on to Orman. He's got a bit of time to work with here at least, so might be able to get a free one onto PTC. 7-8-9 though, creeps out from Decon at the right time.
He's quietly having quite a nice game for himself. And that was a big opportunity gone missing for ViCi. They could have broken the CT economy right then and there. Unfortunately, haven't been able to make it work. So after that force, induced mostly by the fact that Kaze survived after time in the previous round, they will have to take a save here. Not even really investing very much into upgraded pistols to try and do some damage. Instead, they're just trying to go straight for the bomb plant.
And it looks like that is going to be the case. Lucid Dream are aware of the situation. Molotov will secure the kill, but the bomb plant has gone down, and that's what ViCi were after. This should be around already, unless Zoking goes big. Nothing for him, nothing for Kaze, and that's going to be 6 on the board for Lucid Dream on the CT side, as they have certainly started to get back into the game.
They've got the economy to fall back on. So got a couple of bomb plants. Oh, why am I saying bomb plants? They're on the CT side.
They are
Save
on the
me,
CT side.
Save me.
I mean, look, Lucid Dream, they might find a way. In a dream that is lucid, you can control what happens. So even if you're on the CT side, you might be able to put a bomb plant down.
Thank you.
Maybe we should have got that Uber for you, Pilsky.
He did plead us.
Oh, 1 o'clock in the morning. Save me. Either way, it's not going too badly for ViCi. They're again going for this rat play back towards Hell.
Zoking is so fast.
He just jumped straight across him.
He's zooming.
Back of the flash to create the space, and ViCi have so much control of the map here. They still need to get past Foxes, CBBK, and Patricius.
Z stands for zooming.
Zoom King.
I'm kind of surprised there isn't actually someone called Zoom King, to be honest. Either way, one's going to go down, but Zoom King does manage to grab himself a kill onto Foxes, drop straight into the A-bomb site. Quickly looks to hold a little more control. CBBK comes charging in from Squeaky. PTC up the ladder, but Zoom King sends him right back down. 6-5.
Be pretty good to be a Zoom King in this current, you know, state of things, it's a pretty relevant program to have, you know.
Yeah.
Do you have a
Host
stopwatch on-
some meetings.
Do you have a stopwatch on your phone?
A stopwatch.
I do.
Let's time it to see how long Zoom King takes to get
Alright, hang on.
towards...
You got
the
to start
timer
it from
starts.
155.
Now,
Okay.
Oh, he hasn't gone over the top.
He's off to the... This is where we need Voltinator again. He's off to the races, straight through this wall of smokes on outside. He's gone straight down Secret. Look how fast he is.
he's already into the B bomb site, basically.
Oh. Patricious.
That was 14.87 seconds before he died.
Oh, beautiful,
Give or
beautiful.
take an extra couple because I didn't start the timer quickly enough.
Oh, and Kaze also going to be a victim to timing, but does somehow survive the situation.
Lucky it was an MP9, otherwise he might have really been in a bit more trouble than he was. Advent waiting to come up this ladder as well. Kaze needs the double here. 789. He just continues what we saw on Mirage.
He just holds it down.
The drive-by.
I actually love it. I've never seen anything more impressive than that. That is peak male performance. That is peak Counter-Strike performance right there. Oh boy.
You could only wish for a player like that.
You could. You could only wish for that.
It's almost as good as when, you know, you have that guy that's like, guys, I'm providing covering fire.
Oh, that's not covering. Like, he couldn't be more covered. You couldn't cover more fire than 789 just did. Even if you're a chimney. Either way,
Oh, that broke me.
ViCi going to execute this upper bomb site. Fox is being forced out into the open and dealt with pretty easily there by Allman, but they're actually just going towards ramp. Or are they committing out Squeaky? Oh, they're committing into upper now. Oh, straight down vent. You can never turn out. You can never tell what ViCi's doing. PTC can though.
789 also. One plant does go down at least for ViCi. Orman though, with only a Mac 10, Advent, a Galil. You're going to need to see the next kill go the way of ViCi. Goes the way of Lucid though, 1-for-1, but Jam Young with the AK. He'll fall, it's Advent on his own. 1-on-1, he's done it! The absolute mad lad. A 2-on-1, fellas.
With a Galil.
With a Galil.
Triple up,
Easy.
boys.
How's he done it?
He's broke the CT economy as well. Could you have more impact as Advent?
Well,
What can't he do? He can clutch with a Galil. He can play Fireman and save Jam Young from a burning building. He can lead one of the best teams in Asia.
It's amazing.
Gamer.
Absolute top-notch gamer.
And now you're looking at ViCi. They are in a great position here on the T side. They've broken the CT economy. They are essentially in a position where they can 8-7 the T side of Nuke. Which I think, looking at a team like Lucid Dream, yeah, they're playing pretty good on the CT side, but, you know, with how long they've been together, there's no guarantee that they'll have a deep enough playbook to be able to maneuver through a closely contested game like this on the T side.
Good decision with the mechanics there from Advent to go for the bursts and make sure that the spray didn't get too out of hand with like Galil, but it looks like it's a faster approach from ViCi, who want to make their way through Squeaky here.
Not sure a faster approach is really going to be the best of ideas.
They're running straight into a force, and there's a lot of players towards upper here, lads.
Oh, bust out the door and the deagle close range. Looked good for a moment. Advent needs to go through the smoke there. Oh, nice reaction. Johnny Olsen and PTC holding strong. 789 on 18 HP, almost losing his life, but PTC finds more, going straight into Squeaky. Gets his mitts on that AK. Kaze going to be left with a bit of space to play with, but the bomb has been left behind out on the A side.
Where's he going? Maybe a wrap all the way through heaven. But that's going to cost him so much time, even if he gets up into heaven, that he's essentially just going to be forced to drop straight down to collect the bomb and try and plant.
I really can't read Kaze's expression. I think it changes with the situation. It's like a bit of a nervous smile now in this 1-on-4.
45 seconds though, and being able to get that kill will allow him up to heaven if he so desires. Gone on the scenic route all the way to outer. Spots John Olsen, who also sees him. Information over to the CT side here as to where Kaze has managed to get his position into.
What do you reckon about that suit? Did you put that on, Jordan?
I would, in a heartbeat. it's kind of Kaze to look back at us as well, at it as well as we're talking about it.
I think that's a pretty good representation of your body shape.
Would
to
you
be honest.
prefer? Would you prefer the white or the yellow?
I would prefer those singlets. I'm actually wearing that singlet, if you can see, right now. I'm wearing that white singlet on the wall right now.
Good assortment of
Yeah.
colours. I don't know if that green or grey one really suit the OH&S nature of a radioactive power plant, but the rest, you know, might keep you safe from the radioactivity.
What kind of wall sockets are those? What country is this?
That
Europe.
looks like Europe, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Does
Yeah.
Europe have
Is that America?
Mate?
I thought Europe has 2 circles.
I don't know.
Oh, it
Pretty
does.
sure Europe's 2 circles. I don't think that was anything.
That was American. American has
that's
the
American.
straight upright ones.
America's straight up and down, yeah. But I don't know if they have that hole at the bottom.
They
Maybe
do, I
they do.
think.
Maybe it's America. Well, technically we're in Russia. No.
This
All
is
the-
a
Cedar,
Russia.
Cedar Creek.
Yeah, that's definitely America. 100% that's America. Man, Valve have got the details down pat. Hang on, let me do a bit of L-googing.
L-googing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't
Well, you know
goog-
who
don't
else is
goog
doing
too
some
hard.
L-googing? ViCi, because they're having a big think about what they want to be doing this round. Have just taken that ramp room. Not much utility in the back pocket for these lads. John Olsen is full flanked. He is all the way to T-spawn.
How is he here?
He's John Olsen. How has Kaze read that?
What?
He heard it something in the chat as well. As soon as he died, I heard a message in the chat.
Why are you there, bro?
Oh!
Oh my god. PTC also saying, why are you there, bro? And knocking on the door, knocking 3 down. That's going to be the 3v2. Lucid Dream still in the driver's seat. Kaze on 11 HP. May fall to a single bullet from one of these M4s. But the bomb needs to be retrieved. 789.
Oh, man.
Gets it done in the end.
9-6 at the end of the half. For anyone that was wondering, it was indeed an American power plug. I looked it up. That'll be the end of the half, though. And we'll catch you right after this.
Let's get on the floor and dance. Do you wanna dance? Dance. Do you wanna dance? Dance. Do you wanna fly to heaven? Fly to heaven. It's way past 11. Do you wanna dance? No one around us. No one around us. The music has found us. Do you wanna dance? Dance. Do you wanna dance? Dance. Do you wanna dance? Time is almost up. We're near the end, baby. No matter what we do, it keeps ticking away, ticking away. You are my summertime love in the faraway place. With your loving soul and that beautiful face. No one can know about the days I spent in your embrace. You're no good for me, it's what they're all gonna say. You are my summertime love. When we go back, no one will know how we were. You are my summertime love. Out on the beach, watching the stars up above. You gave my summertime love. Before you, I just didn't know what love was. You
Welcome back to DreamHack Masters Spring Asia Edition, maybe podcast edition. We're 9-6 here. Lucid Dream actually ahead here in the second map, not something that we expected, but ViCi now starting on their CT side. This is where you would expect them to pull ahead and close this out 2-0 like we expect.
You say that, but look, 9 rounds on the T side here for Lucid Dream. We know the Thai teams have been pretty good at picking up their pistols. Maybe a world where Lucid can push this one through to Inferno. What do you reckon, Mac?
Well, the odds certainly suggest that Lucid Dream have a chance here, which is more than they got at the start of the match.
True.
Kaze spotting the cross there and unable to find anything, but Orman will connect through the smoke there. King gets down into decon just in time. GM Young here at the double doors. There is good defense on the lower bomb
They don't
site,
stop.
but oh my god, PTC is just smashing his way through. But GM Young says something about it with the USP. It's Kaze. Down as well. It's going to be the 3v2, and Lucid Dream smacking their way back up to A, it seems. What? Read.
How do they just not stop holding the W key? It's a...
What?
4x3?
What? What's
He was
he
on
looking
the
at?
screen.
Oh, bomb's
Oh.
planted for Fox.
What
He's
am I
got 2
watching?
flashes. There's the smoke in a kit.
Oh.
Oh.
Wow. Yeah. Good casting, fellas. Good casting. Pat yourselves on the back for that one.
Yep. It's,
I feel like I burnt my finger there.
We'll be at the major in no time. Oh, that's right. The major's not happening. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's really killed my
Way to-
vibe, Jordan. I was actually having quite a lot of fun casting this game of Counter-Strike. And then you just...
Killed your vibe.
You know, honestly, Pilski, I didn't really take you for a vibe kind of guy.
Yeah, well, the vibes are actually pretty important to me.
All right, well, I'm vibing on CBBK. Him crab walking it through the smoke here is looking pretty sick.
Yeah.
But Jam Young falls off at an appropriate time.
Lucid, I think, trying to cross outside a little bit. John Olsen, he likes to go for some exploration over there towards T-Red. Hit him there a couple times.
Whoa. Barely saw the man. Jam Young picking up that kill onto CBBK over towards ramp as well. Bomb about to be retrieved from Lucid Dream. Late smoke at Outers. Under round 1 to complete the wall. And Kaze is just destroying. Doesn't need to see his opponent.
He's been spamming through those kind of smokes non-stop every time I see ViCi play this map. So, of course, he's going to hit some of them sometimes.
Well, as the saying goes, you miss every shot you don't take, and Fox is certainly shooting at Kaze's face. Well, man advantage for ViCi, so they still are in the driver's seat here, but the firepower favouring Lucid Dream.
There's no one in lower, though. Closest player is Orman, and he's in Megaton with an MP9. Not sure he's going to really be able to do much about them crossing to this site at this kind of a range.
One plant goes down for 789. ViCi's still on the rotate. They're all going to come from the ramp room.
They've got no kit.
This is looking pretty rough. The flashes should be able to create the space here from the front of Mega. One down in front of Shadow. Doesn't get dodged by 789, so he's in a rough position there, but Foxes, whoa, nice shots from him. Finds himself 2K. PTC in a good situation as Orman now just backs away, says not today.
The
Second-
tables have turned.
Yeah, the second they step out of Mega, it's just like a shooting range.
Normally, it's Lucid Dream to win the pistol, ViCi to win the force buy. But now, it's the other way around, 10 and 7. Lucid Dream have the money, ViCi do not.
The tables have turned.
The turntables.
Crazy, crazy world.
At what point does ViCi start to run out of time?
Never.
What's the rounds that Lucid need to hit for you to feel comfortable out in this match?
16.
You drive a solid point there, Pilski.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I can't argue with that one.
What if it's 16-15 in the overtime? What about then? You comfortable then? What
No.
about 19-16 and they lose? How about that?
Save me, chat. Save me from this man. Oh, well, it's the force from ViCi. He lost a pretty difficult one in that last round, attempting that retake with the kind of weaponry that they were working with in a very one-dimensional fashion, trying to brute force through Megaton. Did not work out for them at all. So now they're trying to literally force their way back into this game. But Lucid, they're executing this upper bomb site. Advent's on fire. It's actually a change around, straight back towards ramp room.
It's a pretty powerful double stack, especially if Kanze's going to hit some shots. Oh dear, it's falling apart, isn't it? Jamyoung's going to get one more. That is lovely. And ViCi win the round with 4 alive.
Kaze just softens them up and Jamyoung knocks them down.
All right, so the Scout D combo working wonders there from elbow and ramp. Beautiful setup from ViCi. And it gets them back on the board. Looking to even up the odds. They still need to close the gap by 2, but Lucid Dream going to be forcing back into round 19 as well.
Yep, it's a Clown Fiesta, the classic. The forces never stop. Looks like it's going to be the wall of smoke on outside and Lucid Dream. They're going to hard commit towards lower. You're already seeing the rotate over from Orman. The thing is, he doesn't have any delaying utility in towards lower here, so he's really just going to have to play these headshot angles and try to, you know, see if he can trade favorably for ViCi or buy enough time. Again, Kaze has somehow found a pick on the cross.
John Olsen just like turned like, what happened to Foxes?
He's gone.
Oh, what happened to Orman?
I don't know, but I didn't like it. It felt wrong.
Jamyoung's thinking about it.
Haven't crossed to the site yet.
Oh. Jamyoung in such a strong spot. Now that's going to be the bomb in his hands. John Olsen just completely disregarding any communication that his teammates might have made. And that is, Jamyoung on fire. Wants the final man as well, but he has to go for a different weapon. Ran out of bullets for a moment. 789 is going to be stuck between a rock and a hard place. Many, many men looking towards the man, and that is going to be the 10-9 scoreline.
He really 100% of that round, even down to those last couple of seconds where he's standing straight in front of Kaze's scope to try and get himself the 4K.
Am I overreaching by saying Jamyoung's the best player in China right now?
Nah,
Do you actually think he is?
he's all right.
The thing is, he hasn't played internationally, so you can't
Sure.
make that argument. But in China?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I think right now he's the most
But the
informed
best
player.
Chinese player? I don't know.
He's doing well at the moment, that's all we can say.
Oh, the W strategy looking to come out here for Lucid Dream. Can't get the job done with the Glocky boys. Not enough damage to find a full kill yet. 789 grabbing at straws in this round, and it's all overdone and dusted. 30 seconds. Looking to get out of here early, but there it is, the tied ball game, 10-10.
Bit of money in the bank for ViCi on this CT side, so it's going to be quite hard for Lucid to actually crack their way back into this game. They have pretty limited utility in a round like this. Realistically, they're going to have to win not just this gun round, but probably the one following as well to even think about putting ViCi in a situation where they're going to be reset. And that's really one of the biggest win conditions on the T side here on Nuke. Because a lot of the time, unless you have some big tactical prowess, you have a deep understanding of how to play the map, you're often playing from quite a deficit. It is the wall of smoke on outside, and Lucid's immediately going to go straight into this uppers play.
Good counter utility dropped at the perfect moment. Foxes with the trade. But the site has already been filtered out. CT's not in the position to hold the site. They are looking to go for the retake now. And Molly doesn't hit the mark. Smoke obviously not showing up on his map. Communication not quite there. Jamyoung going forward. Wants to get into site early. Deals with Foxes there at CT vent. Wants some more and almost gets it done himself. But at 789 doing all the damage at the moment. 3v2. ViCi still interested.
Orman's in such a good spot here. Gets rid of CBBK. 789 should be a formality. And Kaze will spot the last. It's John Olsen. Well done by Kaze and Orman. Got to give credit there to Jamyoung as well, getting the entry as he comes in from rafters, gets the damage across as well onto 789.
Still,
ViCi get their 11th.
not a bad approach from Lucid. End of the day, they throw the outside smokes and they go into that uppers execute. Almost got the job done. Comes down to a 2-on-2. It's expensive for ViCi. They just need to continue plugging away, continuing to do damage. Their last loss was to Astralis.
Look, if you're going to lose to someone, that's a pretty good team to lose to, let's be honest.
True.
I prefer losing to Jigga Dude. I don't know about you guys. Just love me some Jigga Dude. Maybe Wubba Lubba Dub Dub?
How many bad names can you get out of Chinese teams?
I'm a big fan of Wubba Lubba Dub Dub.
Don't blame me, Mac.
That
You're
was
a man
fun
of
taste.
Oh! Jam Young does it again.
Every time Jam Young is just followed on the screen, Jordan gets excited.
Friendship ended with Splashkey. Now Jam Young is my new best player.
Jam Young not looking like he's going to be looking for a lovey-dub-dub because he is letting Ormond take the lead here over towards Radio. 789 now going to be crunched over towards T-Spawn.
It was all a bait for Kaze.
To get him on the strong line, and grab walking does not work up against the AWPer. This man, the Malaysian superstar.
Ooh. He's throwing a bouncer at the batsman.
Made it work.
Just continuing to go forward. Oh, caught off guard, 789. The W key working strong. ViCi still with that man advantage, though.
Ormond's in a nice position to deal with this, but not if he looks away at the wrong time. Still, recalibrates. And 789 has a bit of work to do here. 25 seconds. Will have to pick up the pace, but runs right into Jam Young, who's 25 and 14 for this map. I recall him having a fairly similar scoreline on map 1. 12 and 10. ViCi have gone about this second half quite admirably.
Yeah. The thing that I'm kind of worried about is just the inconsistency of the performance of some of the other players. We're never concerned about Kaze or Jam Young, really. And let's be real, those two performing is enough to get you through a series against a team you're supposed to be winning against. But if ViCi go into the upper bracket with inconsistent performances on the individuals against the Tyloo, I can tell you how quickly they're going to be heading towards that lower bracket.
You're right. 5 and 16 is not good enough from Zoking in a matchup like this, particularly when we've seen an entire T half already from ViCi. Think about what happened in the Road to Rio playoffs for ViCi. It was Zoking that went missing against Thailand.
Oh, falling Tech 9. Ambitious play, and Kaze is in a rough position, but the crossfire works out.
He's being chased down by John Olsen. Tech 9 in hand. Won't be able to win that aim duel, though does put John Olsen down quite low. The HE nade not quick enough to follow, so John Olsen will get back out okay.
Lucid Dream. 2 attempts at the jumping Tech 9 this round so far. Are we going to see any more? Zoking, strong positioning here. Line to drop that smoke. Buy some time. PTC going to be going out solo. 789, unfortunately baiting, and he's going to fall for free. Foxes, well, manages to get the trade on 8 HP, but 1 bullet will secure the deal. And ViCi now 3 in the lead, looking strong on the defense, and 3 away from taking the W here, 2-0.
Yeah, and any damage that was sort of inflicted to their economy by Lucid is a little bit further away from those solid anti-ecos. They've got a little bit of money to fall back on now. It's going to take a couple gun rounds in a row for Lucid to try to put them in a position where they can reset them. So the road back into this game of Nuke is not easy for Lucid. They're going to have to dig deep into a playbook that might not really exist with a lineup this new. So it's going to take some pretty creative, intuitive calling from CBBK to get them out of this mess.
Does he have it in him? So far, the answer is no, but PTC gets a couple of entries onto the A-bomb site as well there. That was advantage here for Lucid Dream, and this could be another tipping point for the map. If Kaze and Jam Young, who have been the 2 performers, can't make this 2-on-3 work, back to square one for ViCi as their economy will start to fall down a little bit. But Jam Young, he just doesn't miss, does he? 27 kills now. Kaze finishes off 789. It's not even close, a 2-on-3. And the retake should not be that easy, but ViCi get it done and they'll go up to 14.
Throws the perfect flash for Kaze. It's just beautiful stuff. That's exactly like you said. It's a 14th for ViCi. The loss bonus is built up enough for Lucid Dream now that every bomb plant they get effectively puts them straight into another buy round. But if they're not converting any of these XVX situations, then they're going to unfortunately be shown the door pretty quickly here.
Well, let's see if they're looking for the door here in the 25th. No one really heading towards Squeaky. No nades in that direction. However, over towards Outers, there is the early airstrike. Only on top of Hart would signal that Lucid Dream are looking to go for an upper rush, but that is not going to happen. Kaze dealing the first blow over at Outers. 789 unable to continually run forward, and there's going to be no more presence from Lucid Dream in that direction. Everyone just locked down in the lobby.
Orman's on a bit of an adventure. Won't spot anyone down towards Secret. Has to get up pretty quick though, otherwise he won't be able to help out the boys on the A bomb site. Zoking holding behind this smoke, very close, and been seeing him play like that all day. It works out for him this time.
Oh.
Gets another. Oh, Zoking! All three.
How does the man do it?
He heard us. He heard us talking 5 and 16. We said wasn't good enough. What about 11 18? Starts to look a bit better. Yeah, not too bad.
I don't know about that.
Gets another 3K in this last round. 14, 18. Look, not a bad run.
Not bad.
Smile.
Good size.
I like Zoking when he's 30 bombing personally.
Well, I'm sure we all do.
We got a pause and we've got typing in the chat. You know what that means.
I'd like Zoom King to know that when he's not 30 bombing, I still like him. You
Good
know,
on you.
just so like me better than Pilly if you rewatching the VOD, you know. Yeah,
I have to say, I don't know there's
Rewatching
much
the-
of a chance of that.
No.
If he's watching any VOD, I'm quite sure it won't be this one.
It will definitely be a Chinese VOD and the casting will be hype as hell. I don't know if anybody's tuned into some of those Chinese games, but oh my god. Some of the stuff they got going on, they're getting hyped, they're like yelling, and they have like these graphics where they're underwater when they're talking about the game. It's crazy.
I've actually done a few events in China, and one of the things that's kind of amazed me is the commentators have like these chants that the crowd will chant back, which is quite interesting.
All you guys in chat ever do is just spam Papega.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, what am I meant to do with that?
We are a bit of a papega, so they're just trying to communicate with you.
You were talking about your fascination with
PTC.
emojis lately.
He sat in that molly, almost heard it, decides to push on in, and PTC's dead.
Bit of the ring around the rosy. And ViCi again coming out on top now with the man advantage and a lackluster buy from Lucid Dream. This is looking like it's the last round here, boys.
You like it. Lucid Dream again. Similar situation to the last round. Trying to bust into upper. Advent's going to throw down that smoke in the perfect timing for the second time in a row. And they're just trying to run out of hut. It's not going to work at all.
Not at all, not in the slightest. John Olsen, he's finished off by Kaze, and that is 16 to 10 for ViCi, who will secure the 2-0 today over Lucid Dream. A good run for the Chinese team so far today, and we'll be talking all about that when we come back onto the analyst desk. It was a 2-0 today for ViCi Gaming over Lucid Dream, and that wasn't too far out of the expectations, but credit to Lucid Dream for keeping things relatively close, not only on map 1, but also on map 2. If we look back at the history, these were the exact same two maps that they played in Road to Rio, and both were a little bit quicker in that matchup. So it seems like Lucid Dream, with this new roster, are starting to come into a pretty good place.
Yeah, I think the positive aspect that I'd be looking at is just the fact that Fox and 789 didn't really disappoint against what maybe the best team in the region.
Yeah.
So that's a positive sign going forward. I'm looking forward to seeing if these guys are going to be sticking around in this roster. I would definitely be keeping them if they continue playing like that. I'm hoping that there's going to be bright things on the horizon for Lucid Dream and that they can start to turn around some of the fortunes for Thai CS.
Yeah, considering that there wasn't a whole lot of time before, I guess, since making the roster change to get that chemistry working, they showed that there is a high chance of this team being a really good contender in the region. And look, getting, what was that? Was it 11 rounds there on Nuke? There's a chance that very, very soon, ViCi could be getting tested by these Thai teams again.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. You know, we sort of had that whole storyline going into Road to Rio that Thailand, the Thai CS scene was doing really well, and this might be their time to shine. Unfortunately, they didn't really shine too very much in the Road to Rio, but coming into DreamHack here, we sort of had a bit more of a negative story to tell, I guess, about the Thai teams. And in fairness, it was a 0-2, a 0-2 for both of the Thai teams today, but at least there are some positives to take away there from Lucid Dream. I don't know if there's so much for Beyond, but I guess we'll get into that discussion in a little bit. We do, of course, have to talk about ViCi. So far, so good for them, but what you did allude to towards the end of the map there really did sort of strike with me a little bit, Pilski, where you were saying, yes, okay, Jam, Young, Kaze, they're performing well. We expect that's going to be enough against a team like Lucid Dream. But if they're going to be able to take this to a team like Tyloo or other teams, and if they inevitably go internationally, you're going to need to be seeing someone like Zoking and someone like Orman sort of also chipping in these kinds of games.
Yeah, there's just no consistency for those two lads. So, you know, that's really going to be the tale of how that upper bracket between them and Tyloo goes, in my opinion. It's really going to come down to those two lads finding some consistency, finding some good level of performance for a series like that. Otherwise, they're going to continue this streak of losing against Tyloo.
Yeah, and I don't know. From what we saw today, it seemed like Tyloo certainly had a little bit better of a form than what ViCi had. And if Jam Young's playing like that, like he's gone 51 for, what is that, 31 over the series today, 1.39 rating. That's pretty damn good considering he had to do a lot of heavy lifting for a couple of those rounds.
Dan King had 52 kills in his series, so he's gone one better. It's the two young guns, though, coming into not only Tyloo, but also ViCi that seem to be performing well. So I don't know about you guys, but it really does feel like we're kind of getting this new era of Chinese CS starting to come through.
I mean, they've always had the talent in a huge amount of teams. You've even got players like FIFA or like Bottle. You know, there's so many names you can talk about in terms of talented Chinese players that you could have a look at. And now you're starting to see some of them step into the upper teams and actually prove their worth rather than disappoint. That personally makes me excited just as much as I imagine it makes you excited, Jordan.
Yeah, absolutely. I love talking about Chinese CS players. Obviously, you're a big fan, or were a big fan of Thai CS. Where are we sitting at the moment now, Pilski? I know you definitely were. Are we still a fan of Thai CS?
I mean, look, the performance from Beyond towards the end of Dust 2 gives me a little bit of hope. I'm also looking at this Lucid Dream roster. They're back in line with where you would expect them to be, going up against a team like ViCi. They're pulling double digits. They're having some impressive rounds here or there. I'd say we're well and truly into a situation where maybe we can try to keep our eyes on them. Maybe not in this tournament to do any real damage, because let's be real, they're only playing each other, but maybe in some tournaments going forward.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I'll tell you what, let's talk a little bit more about the overarching storylines here for DreamHack Masters Spring as we take a look at the bracket as it stands. It's Tyloo and ViCi that go through to the upper bracket final, Beyond and Lucid down into the lower bracket round 1. Now, we all sort of predicted this. We all got the 2-0, the 2-0 as our prediction for the way that the bracket was going to go. But where things were changing up a little bit for us was these upper bracket final matches, these lower bracket final matches. Do you want to maybe change your prediction based on what you've seen so far today? I know both of you went with Tyloo over ViCi in that upper bracket final. You both also gave Beyond a map. I'm feeling pretty happy, at least, that I haven't given Beyond a map. Tyloo, ViCi, I'm still, as far as I'm concerned, could go either way.
I'm feeling pretty comfortable. I think Tyloo's looking a little bit better than ViCi from what we've seen in this tournament. I think they've shown that even when they weren't playing as well in Road to Rio, they can sort of find a good enough performance to beat ViCi. So I think now that we're starting to see them, I feel like step up, ramp up a little bit. Maybe they're 10% better than they were in Road to Rio, in my opinion. I think that they're really going to give ViCi a bit of a run for their money.
I think it's going to play out as we've all really predicted. You know, the question is, next time we see the Asian groups, are we going to see Beyond take that map? Are we going to see Beyond pull an upset? You know, are they going to be the better Thai team? Lucid Dream looking very good there, but there is glimmers of hope from both teams.
Well, it's really interesting, really, isn't it, for Beyond, that we've talked so much about them quite extensively, that they could be the best team in Thailand. They're just, for some reason, not.
I mean, we all picked them. I mean, at least when we did the podcast, Jordan, we all picked Beyond to be the better team. but they haven't really showed it. I mean, I guess we'll see how it's going to go in that lower bracket, and then going forward into other competitions, playing some of the Mongolian teams, who's going to have a more consistent results over a longer period.
Indeed, and for one of the key proponents of the success of Beyond, we do have to take a look now at our Corsair play of the day. And I'm talking about Olivia, who is one of the solid players on the roster that we like to see performing well. And he had a pretty nice play in this match against Tyloo, keeping Beyond alive on Dust 2, but maybe not quite as long as they would have liked.
Yeah, I mean, he gave them an opportunity to sort of bring this into overtime. You're looking at multiple CTs running at him with 50 seconds on the clock. He punishes some of them for the pushes, puts down the bomb, and sets up a position where he can isolate multiple 1v1s.
Yeah, understandably so. It was a little bit of Tyloo's downfall as well, though. They decided to run at him one by one, didn't really utilize the team play, but Olivia just has that raw mechanical skill to clutch it out and take the Corsair play of the day.
Yeah, great work from Olivia. You've got to take your opportunities as they're presented, and if your opponent is making mistakes, end of the day, that's what Counter-Strike really boils down to. It's who can capitalize on those mistakes the best and who makes the least mistakes. From today's games, we've seen obviously Tyloo and ViCi looking pretty good heading into tomorrow and further on here in DreamHack Masters Spring. But there is enough there for Lucid and Beyond that we're at least looking forward to that lower bracket match between them. It should be a pretty interesting one to see who comes out of there, who continues to take the hold of best team in Thailand, although I guess there is an argument for maybe Sigma, who aren't even in this competition. But Tyloo and ViCi definitely looking like the picks of the bunch, which is basically the expectation that we had coming into the day. So from what I'm going to take away, it really seems like everything is running as expected here in DreamHack Masters Spring, at least for Asia.
I would agree with that, but by that same token, I'd say tomorrow we're going to see some more exciting games. We're going to see some domestic derbies, which often do produce some exciting games and some exciting results, or sometimes some really one-sided results, unfortunately. Yeah,
well, tomorrow we have, I think it's Order and Avant going up head-to-head first, and then it's Chiefs and Renegades afterwards. So that'll be some interesting matchups. Order and Avant, that'll be really interesting to watch.
Big one. That's one that we would have loved to have seen in Road to Rio. Didn't get Avant there, but it's time for redemption for them. For us, it's time for bed, though, as we are going to bid you good night. That is the end of day one of Asia for DreamHack Masters Spring. We'll be back tomorrow for Oceania. We'll see you then.